Hi guys, Nathan here at the SEC. So in this video, I wanted to go through kind of the truth about time because it's something that I really experienced, obviously, when I was working my 9 to 5, and the cost of kind of not taking action on it this year or in the near future, whatever that kind of looks like for you. I'm going to run through the truth, my story, and what my turning point was because I had issues with time, why most people kind of stay stuck in this current market. And I'll give you a breakdown of course, the service company creator model, and kind of how we can fix this in a pretty short space of time. So, the truth about time. One of the questions you need to ask yourself when you're working in a 9 to 5, and I did this myself, is what happens if nothing changes? Okay. The likelihood is that 1, 2, 3 years from now, you're going to be in the same cycle. And the cycle just goes round and round and round. Remembering that I worked in London for 11 years for a barrister's chambers, and even though I tried out kind of different things, I was still stuck. I never really kind of took action on that. And what I found was that my job just got to the point that it drained me. And it really did drain me. I honestly used to wake up in the mornings and I didn't want to go to work anymore. I couldn't really kind of see a way out. Ultimately, I knew that I kind of had to do something for myself. You get to the point where you're kind of scrolling through numerous business ideas. Now, I know what the market is like right now, especially in the online space, right? There's so many different ideas, which again, will come into kind of why a lot of people kind of stay stuck as well. And every year that passes, the risk tends to feel bigger. If, let's say we have a chat and in 3 years' time, you still haven't made any changes and you haven't started a business, that risk is only going to feel a lot worse than what it does right now. And that is, one of the major truths about time is that the risk only becomes greater instead of just getting it done now. And then, what the future can look like when you actually take that action. So coming on to kind of my story and my turning point, like I said, if you don't know my background, I worked for barristers for 11 years. I worked in London and, I always ask myself a lot of the time, what was the cost of me waiting all of that time to actually start my business? Because ultimately I did actually wait 11 years. When I was 18, I started work at 16 years old, I left school, and I still thought about businesses when I was young. I remember being at kind of an Entrepreneur's day at school and I pitched a business idea, which was like a sport thing. It was terrible. But anyway, I still had that kind of entrepreneur's mindset that I didn't actually take action on. Now, I had ideas, I had the drive to do it, but the trouble was that I didn't have the right structure. I didn't know how to set up a limited company. I didn't know how to launch my business. I didn't know how to get it online or start taking clients. It was, okay, Nathan's got 1,000 ideas up here, but how do we actually put these ideas into action? So I was one of those people that used to talk about starting something for months and years, to be honest with you. If you have any conversations with my mum, I always told her I was going to be a millionaire one day, and I probably told her that for many years before I actually made it happen. I finally took the leap, and in my first year, I doubled my income. As you know, or if you don't know, I was earning £42,000 a year in London at the time, and my first full year's accounts, I did £90,000 in profit. So doubled my income in that first full year. And to say that I kind of never looked back, we're looking at 8 years later now. I think it's nearly 9 years. And here we are today. I'm in a position where I actually can teach people exactly how my story went, and specifically the business model that I run and still run to this day. So why most people stay stuck? Now, obviously there are too many ideas out there. There are way too many ideas, especially in the online space, and there is no trust with those ideas. You hear me speak about trust a lot, which is what I want to develop at the SEC by giving away as much information as I can. There are way too many online voices, and in line with that, too many business ideas, and I can understand that it starts to get a bit, what the hell business do I start? Now, my only advice on that, even if you're not going to start a remote service business, Start an actual business. Don't go down the Forex route. Don't go crypto, trading, AI. So many of these things aren't real businesses. They're advertised as kind of get rich quick schemes, quick fixes, miniature side hustles. If you want a side hustle, you want something that could, I don't know, make you 500 quid a month, then yeah, maybe it might work. But if you want to actually start a real business that's going to give you that freedom and, you know, recreate my story of working for barristers for 11 years and then being full-time on my businesses for 8-9 years now, if that is what you desire, then start a real business. Coming on to a good point, that it's not that you're lazy, it's that you're getting lost in the noise, which again is this kind of online space and different ideas. Because I did get to the point I was thinking, you know, am I lazy here? Am I not just pushing myself to get the right business done? Like, what are these issues that I'm having? And I did find I got lost in a lot of the noise. You know, I tried a lot of the online crappy courses, as you know, and I tried Forex, crypto, I had a golf clothing brand. Like, looking back, none of these businesses really served me. And again, you know, I didn't really structure them as full businesses, which was a major issue. And, you know, I think the one thing that I noticed was simply that I didn't know who to trust anymore. And that is where, you know, at the SEC, I really pride myself on the support that me and my team offer, because it is about developing trust in the online space. You're talking to me right now. We're on a YouTube video. And, you know, how much can you trust me? I get that 100% because I was in your position once. So being able to trust someone that gives you accountability and a good model in your corner, that is really important. And again, that is why we have the structure that we do at the SEC, in order to be able to get you results first. Simple as that. So the breakdown of the service company creator model, I'm just going to give you a brief overview if you don't know what it is. If you do know what it is, we've got thousands of different videos on it now that you can watch to give you a full understanding of how that works. Also, you can feel free to book in a call with us. I'll link to a training video in the comment section. More than welcome to watch it. And if you do want to jump on a call to discuss how that works, no props. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to build out the right infrastructure of a business. Okay, this is going to give you momentum in that business in order to have the right framework in place in order to start growing the business. Then we're going to take a look at the sales process. When we start to build out the sales process with inbound lead generation, that makes a business feel really structured and easy inbound lead flow, which is really important because, again, it just makes that business feel nice and easy because we've got leads coming through the door, and then obviously we're just showing you how to convert those leads as well. Then we move on to contractors. We kind of do these two at the same time. Contractors, we begin to onboard and we look at things like business verification, business history, social proof. Simply, can they get the work done? And then once we're onboarding the contractors, we're using this entire process to then build our profits. Now, profits are the margin that we allocate to the specific job that has gone to the contractor. It's nice and straightforward. From here, this is kind of a rinse and repeat process when we're looking to scale. And obviously, as we begin to scale, there are a number of different sales strategies that we build out further into the sales process moving forward. So that's the service company creator model in the nutshell. Like I say, I'll put a link to a training video in the comment section. Feel free to check it out, and it will give you obviously a more in-depth understanding. The one thing that I kind of want to leave you with is that this has always stuck with me for a very long time because of where I'm at now, and where I've been, you know, kind of the last few years really. 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now, you took the leap and you never looked back. And I can tell you now, I will never forget the day when I handed in my notice. I had a 3-month notice period. I quit in the Christmas, so I finished my contract in the Christmas. And if you don't know Lincoln's Inn Fields, look it up in London. It's a really nice square. I worked in New Square. I remember walking across that square and had the biggest weight lifted off of my chest because I'd done what I set out to achieve initially. It was just to give myself freedom. I doubled my income in the first year. I had capital in the bank. I was able to pay myself a salary, went full-time on the business. And when you go full-time on a business, you watch how much that business grows. I hope this helped, guys. As always, anything you want to go through, just drop a message in the comment section. and I'll be more than happy to help.